Good morning. If you could please make your way to your seats, we're going to begin promptly at 10. You guys are ready? Good morning. Would you please rise for the procession of the graduates?
On behalf of the Board of Trustees and the faculty and staff of University High School, it is my honor to welcome you to the recognition of the graduation of the class of 2021. As several faculty have said over the last week, it is really good to hear the UHS community clapping together once again. For any members of the class of 2022 out there today, we are looking forward to in-person school in the fall and a return to the Palladium for graduation ceremonies next June. This is the second year in a row we've had graduation on the front lawn of University High School. So no, while it's not the Palladium, I can't think of a more authentic and appropriate venue for this particular class of graduating seniors than the very school that they have impacted in incredibly profound and meaningful ways. This senior class has handled the adversity and challenges of these last 15 months with grace and class, and they deeply deserve this special day. It hasn't been an easy year. For your sakes, I hope you will never again in your lives be assigned to a Zoom breakout room or be asked by a teacher to show more than your forehead when you're on camera. Again, thank you to everyone for joining us today, and I hope you enjoy our tribute to the class of 2021. As a reminder to everyone, masks must be worn throughout the ceremonies, and family must stay in their assigned seating areas. You may have noticed we allowed graduates to be unmasked for the processional. They are also allowed to be unmasked for the recessional and when they come up to receive their diplomas. We also recognize that it is hot out, really hot. And we have a medical shade tent if you need to take a break from the sun and heat and get some water. And you're more than welcome to step into Fairbanks Hall, which is behind me, if you need to use the restroom or you need to get out of the heat. It's really cool in there. All right, now, if there are any alumni here, would you please rise and be recognized? University High School alumni. Last August, we said goodbye to our founding head of school, Chuck Webster. In 1998, the founding trustees of University High School sought a leader for our new school, someone with the vision, the energy, the wisdom, and the heart to bring their dream to fruition. At that time, Chuck left his position as the head of a highly respected independent school in Michigan, along with Nancy Webster, Chris and Carolyn Bradley, and others, to start a school with no students, no buildings, and very limited prospects for either at the time. Is Chuck here today? Where is Chuck? Chuck, can you please stand up so we can recognize you? While no one is irreplaceable, there were many in the community who openly wondered who would or could possibly continue Chuck's legacy. Who would we find to lead our school who understood that what happens in the spaces between the classrooms, that the way in which our students treat each other in the hallways, at the lunch table, or on the practice field is often the best indicator of how we are doing as a school? Several years ago, when we all knew that Chuck would be leaving, the board began a nationwide search. But it was clear early on that they actually didn't need to look too far. Over the last 17 years, Alicia Magdalene has done everything at University High School except maybe sell popcorn. And I think you've probably even done that. She's taught AP Lang, creative writing, public speaking, poetry, led cross-country trips with students on Amtrak trains, written school plays that have been performed by our students. She's played the trumpet for innumerable school performances and in basketball pep bands. She's had pies thrown in her face. She was our original director of diversity and inclusion, and she's been the assistant head of school. This past year, she began her tenure as our second head of school. In her 17 years here, Alicia has never lost sight of what makes this place special. At its core, she has always believed and known that University High School has the ability and potential to profoundly affect the lives of young adults. It turns out we had nothing to worry about. Chuck's legacy is in more than good hands. I am honored to introduce my former roommate from back in the day, from portable number 7, before this building even existed, and room 104, and our new head of school, Alicia Magdalene.
Thanks, Wes. Good morning. Chuck Webster, hello there. Hello. And ni hao to our graduates and families watching in China. Thank you this morning also to Jennifer and Leroy Thompson, to Daniel Knox, and to Ashley Crockett-Lohr for all the preparation and setup for today's celebration. They're getting quite good at outdoor graduations, but we all hope to be back in a climate-controlled environment next year. So we appreciate that. In all things, university is guided by a mission to expand the hearts and minds of students and to nurture excellence through academic, creative, and physical achievement. Those are bold words for school today, but to begin a school from the place of the heart instead of the mind was groundbreaking over 20 years ago when university was first conceived. The vision put forth by the founders and the continued guidance of the University High School Board of Trustees has seen the school through growing pains, through small miracles, moments of triumph, and now through a global pandemic. Later this month, we will say goodbye to 2 university trustees as they move on to other ventures. Kelly Mason Cup, 3-time and someday hopefully to be 4-time university parent, has helped the school navigate changes in our approach to finance and fundraising. And Karen Gentleman, a founding trustee, who returned to the board after taking a hiatus to chair the Alumni Association at her alma mater, Wesley College, has helped redefine university in the marketplace. Thank you to Kelly and to Karen for your work, your guidance, and your friendship. And finally, thank you to each and every member of the university faculty and staff for all they have done this year. From becoming instant technology experts and learning to teach in new ways, logging over 32,000 minutes on Zoom, being willing to pick up and move January term and make a myriad more small adjustments. There are no words of gratitude that honor what you have done, and there is no other group of thoughtful, caring, kind adults that I would want to do this work with. Today marks the ceremonial end of one of the most difficult years any of us have faced. When we began on this lawn in August, despite all of the planning, none of us knew what this year would be like. But through it all, this remarkable group of graduates, this class of 2021, has guided us, supported us, reminded us of the inexpressible value of being together, and most importantly, helped us find joy. One of the things that stood out to me the most in the fall was the odd silence of a building half full. My favorite short story of all time is James Baldwin's Sonny's Blues, a piece in which the absence of sound represents loss and the death of something sacred. We did lose something this year. We lost events, we lost connections, we lost time. Even when we couldn't name what we were losing, we all felt it. When we put on our brave faces and made do, that silence was still there. And then, when you returned in full force in the spring, the sound, though nowhere near pre-COVID loud levels, returned. It was, as Baldwin says, like you found a brand new piano, and you were refilling our souls, note by precious note. At 94, you are the largest graduating class university has ever seen, and one of you is the first person to spend his entire life from baby shower to today as a university kid. I'm sorry, Daniel Vesper, Gordon beat you out by a few months. Today, you were admitted together, you were admitted to 174 different colleges and universities, and you will attend 50 different institutions. 8 of you will become my fellow Butler Bulldogs. 7 of you will become collegiate athletes in baseball, basketball, crew, and triathlon. 4 of you were named National Merit Finalists. And all told, over 4 years, you were offered $18.5 million in merit awards. This year alone, you led teams to a regional title in girls basketball, a conference championship in boys basketball, our first ever team advancement to regionals in girls golf, and a sectional championship in counting in baseball. As musicians, you had virtual and outdoor performances, and as stage blazers, you performed a full-length play on a stage you built, holding umbrellas over the lights because of the rain. You reimagined what community meeting could be. You reimagined what this school could be. You helped us refill our souls note by note. You have given this school so much, and these last few weeks I've been thinking about what last lesson I could give to you. What great wisdom is there to be told before you cross the stage and move on to the next moments of your lives? What will help you in a world full of turmoil and uncertainty, where you will need to be sharper and wiser to navigate the journeys ahead? What last thing will you need to be prepared? I really have no idea. But I did think of this. Last year, the class of 2020 graduated during a pandemic. This year, you will graduate at the end of one. As some semblance of what was once normal begins to emerge, where we go from here as a country and as a people will start now to depend on you. You will have to bring us, as Franklin Oliver put it during his closing poem of Thursday's Black Affinity graduation celebration, into a new world you will create. So my advice, do as you have done here. Lead, go first, not with arrogance or vanity, but with grace and kindness. Go first, the way literal trailblazers do, with a sense of where we need to go, the courage to get us there, and the compassion to help others follow the path. Go first and refill the soul of the world. I believe that you can, and I know that you will. Congratulations to the class of 2021. Good luck. I love all of you. And now, as part of this incredible journey we're on, will the senior baseball players and the senior mentors of those players please join me by the stage? These young men are going off to defend our regional title, and they have to be on a bus in about 10 minutes. So we're going to get them on that bus first.
Okay. Graduating with high honors, Tyler Nolan Gallion.
Grady Rylan Hay.
Congratulations, Grady. Good luck today.
Graduating with high honors, Luke Jeffrey Hellman.
Yeah, good luck.
Graduating with honors, Jacob Caden Lang. Graduating with high honors, Adam Shaw Oxley.
Good luck, Adam. Congratulations.
Matthew Thomas Moore.
Congratulations. Good luck. All right. Thank you, gentlemen, and good luck today.
Thank you, Alicia. To celebrate and commemorate the founding of University High School, Chuck Webster commissioned a poem for the opening of the school. Sarah Talpis, poet and instructor at the University of Michigan, visited the school, interviewed founding trustees, and talked to entering freshmen. Although this poem was written approximately 2 decades ago and describes a physical landscape that no longer exists, it still embodies the soul and spirit of our school. Her poem, A Map of the Unfinished, will be read to you by graduate Sarah Nadeau.
A Map of the Unfinished for the opening of University High School of Indiana by Sarah Talpis. It won't tell us what is, but rather what might be. Where there's mud and tread marks, a gym. You will get to know your own body and to learn how it moves among others. Pick and roll, cut to the basket. Timing. Your life is a sound. Tambourines shaking tears from their skin. Joy as it flies from a trumpet. Your notes make their own kind of sense. Electrify the blood as you walk out into evergreen bushes and hostas, buds bursting in the spring. Here is your map. Blue jays, wrens. In the winter, they will leave you to ice gray mornings, your breath visible as the snow falling on your shoulders. the linen robe you tie at your waist before stepping on stage, the ancient world suddenly before you. For a moment, you understand what it's like to live inside another's skin. Look out the window of this building made of metal, brick, and wood. Study chemistry, copper pennies as they turn to gold, electrons whirling in their orbitals, tiny particles that someone had to think to look for.
And now it's time for this year's keynote address. Each year, students get the opportunity to elect a faculty member to deliver the keynote speech. This year, the students elected Dr. Michael Spiegel. I was on the hiring committee when we interviewed Mike 3 or 4 years ago for an opening at University High School, and while the other members of the committee were enthusiastic and excited about having a playwright, a former University of Virginia English professor, and someone with a doctorate in English literature as a member of the UHS faculty, I lobbied hard for Mike because it would no longer make me one of the shortest male faculty members on staff. In all seriousness, though, it is little wonder why today's graduates chose Mike to speak. In his time at University High School, he has engaged his students with warmth, kindness, wit, and an incredible intellect. Some students have even remarked that in these regards, he's a lot like Tom Fitzgibbon, except Mike is actually funny. That's for the text last night, Tom. It is my pleasure to introduce this year's keynote speaker, Dr. Michael Spiegel.
Thanks, Wes. Senior class, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to you today. To be honest, when Dave first told me that I'd been selected to give the keynote, I was less than thrilled. My concern was partly because I'm not a huge fan of public speaking, but mostly because I didn't feel worthy. Any number of my colleagues have much more wisdom to offer than myself. But then I remembered that Jake Thurman gave the keynote last year. So I realized that maybe wisdom wasn't the measuring stick. Regardless, I'm truly humbled that you selected me to speak to you today, and I feel greatly honored to do so. Since I started thinking about this speech, I've been feeling a bit odd. There's been this sort of weightlessness in my shoulders, a lightness in my head, and a kind of springiness when I walk. What I came to realize, with the help of my very patient wife, was that it was hope. What I was feeling was hope. It had been so long that I couldn't even recognize it. Now, this newfound sensation could be the result of the over 20 hours of Star Wars films I've watched over the past 3 weeks for May term. But I'm pretty confident that the cause of this hope are those young people we've gathered here today to celebrate. I have hope because this class that we're launching into the world, University High School class of 2021, is a truly special class. I can honestly say that I've never encountered a group of young people as talented, as promising, and as kind. As my colleagues made clear at Prize Day, this class has been true leaders of the school, whether it be on the stage, on the pitch, in the pool, or in the classroom, in person on Zoom, on Twitch, or on any other godforsaken program we've had to use this year. Even more impressive is that they do so despite counting among their number a Bradley, a Priest, and a Vesper. It is thus no wonder that the knowledge that this particular group of students will be making decisions that affect others fills us with hope for the future. I feel immense gratitude to the young people graduating today for reminding me of the importance of hope at the same time that they embody it. Because, as one tends to forget, hope is fundamental. And by hope, I don't mean the naive optimism for the future. I mean a more fundamental belief, as Dr. King put it, that the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. For it's easy to be cynical, especially after the year we've had, when people treat the deaths of hundreds of thousands with indifference, when so-called reckoning with race involves more public relations than introspection, when civic discourse is mediated through social media companies that profit off division, when a not insignificant segment of the population believes that their rights as Americans include overthrowing democracy. It's easy to be cynical when all you have against the Death Star is a handful of X-Wings. It's harder to hope, but hope we must. Hope is the engine that drives progress. It is quintessentially American and essentially human. In Greek mythology, Zeus took vengeance on Prometheus for stealing fire from the gods and giving it to humans by offering the first female, Pandora, a box, but forbidding her to open it. When she tried to sneak a peek, all the evils of the world rushed out. But one thing remained in the box, and that was hope. Hope as the secret gift for humanity, as a way to combat the suffering, strife, and misery of the world. There's a scene in The Empire Strikes Back where Yoda is training Luke on Dagobah. Luke's doing this handstand and moving objects with his mind by using the Force when he suddenly gets a vision of the future. A city in the clouds, he says, Han and Leia in pain. So Luke has to make a decision. Does he go to Bespin and try to save his friends? Or does he stay on Dagobah and complete his Jedi training? Luke decides to attempt to rescue his friends, but Yoda pleads with him to stay because only a fully trained Jedi will be able to conquer Vader and the Emperor. Yoda and Obi-Wan are afraid that without completing his training, Luke, like his father before him, will fall to the dark side. But Luke rejects their counsel. Han and Leia are his friends, and he has to help them. As Luke takes off in his X-Wing, Obi-Wan laments, "That boy was our last hope." Now, I'm not going to stand up on the stage and claim that I'm a greater Jedi than Yoda. That would be ridiculous. My lightsaber is made of plastic. My son's lightsaber is made of plastic. Nor do I have the audacity to claim that I'm wiser than Yoda. He was like 900 years old and was Grandmaster of the Jedi Order, and I can't compete with that. But what I will say is that I'm better educated than Yoda, at least in non-Jedi academics. As such, I think Yoda got this one wrong. True, he does prove right in the short term. When Luke does get to Bespin, he does get his hand sliced off by Vader, falls down a shaft to his presumptive death, and fails to save Han. However, what Yoda failed to recognize, what his fear of Luke repeating his father's failure blinded him to, was Luke's heart. The same heart that drives Luke to save Han and Leia is the same heart that stakes everything on the good that is in Darth Vader. It's a heart guided by hope. Ultimately, it isn't Luke's Jedi skills that defeat the Emperor and save the galaxy. It's his hope that there's still some good in someone so consumed by suffering, strife, and misery. Class of 2021, when we have hope in you, we're not hoping for something as dramatic as saving the galaxy from the evil clutches of Darth Sidious. Our hope isn't for some ridiculously rare and difficult achievement, like curing cancer, solving climate change, winning an Oscar, or teaching high school. What we envision, what we hope for you, is that you will live with a heart guided by hope, that you'll live by and spread the values instilled in you to the world around you, that the decisions you make that affect other people will be informed by decency, humanity, and empathy, rather than efficiency and self-interest. Our hope for you is not in what you accomplish, but rather in the heart with which you accomplish them. So, class of 2021, congratulations, and as always, may the Force be with you. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Dr. Spiegel. Next, we have a musical performance from a group of extremely talented graduates. Old Lang Syne will be sung by Megan Knuckles, Sophia Konkoly, Sonia Kraft, and Faith Sponseller. They are accompanied on the piano by Daniel Pavola.
Acquaintance be forgot, and days so lang syne, and for old lang syne, my Jo, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup o' kindness yet, for old lang syne.
Thank you, Megan, Sophia, Sonia, Faith, and Daniel. We are now coming to the moment we have been waiting for, the presentation of diplomas. We will proceed with Alicia LaMagdalene asking individual mentors to come forward from the audience, and each mentor's mentee will line up by the stage. The mentor then will then call up each mentee separately onto the stage to present the diploma and have a photo taken together. And now, for the presentation of diplomas, here once again is Alicia LaMagdalene.
Will Ladea Conde and her mentees please join me on the stage?
Derek Allen Brown. Megan Nicole Knuckles. Brooke Alyssa Shea Paganelli. Keenan Raymond Perry, Jr.
Will Kathleen Armato and her mentees please join me on stage?
Graduating with highest honors, Kang Ari Ardafio.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Ken. Super proud of you.
Graduating with highest honors, Molly Suzanne Bickle.
Congratulations, Molly.
Congratulations, Molly. We're gonna miss you.
Graduating with honors, Ian Mercer McKechnie.
Congratulations, Ian.
You're an awesome guy, man. Congratulations.
Graduating with highest honors, Kelly Latrice McTire.
Congratulations, Kelly.
Kelly, I love being your teacher. Good luck with everything.
Graduating with high honors, Molly Elena Shord.
Congratulations, Molly.
Molly, congratulations. Good luck at Canyon.
Graduating with highest honors, Garrett Julius Smith.
Congratulations, Garrett.
Dude, I can't wait to see what you do. Congratulations, Julius. That's the best name ever.
Will Tasha Barger and her mentees please join me on stage?
Graduating with honors, Camden Marshall Brown.
Congratulations, Camden.
Congratulations, Camden. You're an awesome student, dude. You're a good guy.
Graduating with honors, Daniel David Vesper.
You win best pianist from the one. Thank you. Congratulations. Will Justin Blanding and his mentees please join me on stage?
Graduating with highest honors, Matthew William Jones.
Congratulations, Matt.
Matt, really proud of you, man. Congratulations.
Will Carolyn Bradley and her mentees please join me on stage?
Graduating from her home in China with high honors, Haitong Kaylee Dong. Graduating with highest honors, Joshua Edward Fetchman.
Josh, I'm so glad you came.
I'm going to miss your gums. Maybe you bring it back. I know. Maybe you bring it back.
Graduating with honors, Adam Michael Witzman.
Congratulations, Adam.
One of the best writers in the senior class, man. Congratulations to you.
Will Chris Bradley and his mentees please join me on stage?
Henry Lawrence Jacobson.
Congratulations. Dude, I can't wait to see what you do for life. Congratulations.
Graduating with honors, Madeline K. McIntosh.
Congratulations, Maddie.
Congratulations, Maddie. Good luck with everything.
Will Melissa Burke and her mentees join me on stage?
Owen Patrick Klein.
Congratulations, Owen. Owen, good luck down south, man. Congratulations.
Graduating with honors, Josiah Michael Hughes.
Congratulations, Josiah. I'm so lucky I got to have you in class. Good luck next year.
Will Luke Crawley and his mentees join me on stage?
Graduating with highest honors, Sophia Grace Huang.
Congratulations.
Graduating with high honors, Gideon Augustus Mervis.
Congratulations, Gus.
Graduating with high honors, Kushal Suryavamshi Murthy.
Congratulations, Kushal. Will Ashley Crockett-Lohr and her mentees join me on stage?
Graduating with high honors, Anastasia Nicole Reinholdt.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Will Tom Fitzgibbon and his mentees please join me on stage?
Graduating with high honors, Abigail King Copeland. Jawad Muntasir Ramadan.
Congratulations, Jawad.
Anthony Alberto Ray.
Congrats, man. Good luck.
Graduating with high honors, Sydney Simone Brielle Williams.
You'll change the world. Congratulations. Will Adrienne Glidewell Smith and her mentees join me on stage?
Graduating with highest honors, Anvita Vadlamudi.
Will Christopher Hinesley and his mentees please join me on stage?
Graduating with honors, Ashley Irene Dietrich. Graduating with highest honors, Sonia Andrea Kraft. Carolyn Louise White. Graduating from her home in China with high honors, Zitian Tina Zhang.
Will Brandon Hogan and his mentees please join me on stage?
Graduating with honors, Alexander Wayne Collier.
Congratulations, Alex. Good luck.
Zoe Alexandra Dill.
Congratulations, Zoe.
So you made this place a lot of fun. Congratulations.
Graduating with honors, Matthew Stephen Hurley.
Congratulations, Matt. So proud of you. Congratulations. Going to miss you.
Mackenzie Moira Malinzak.
Oh, that's okay. It's okay, Mackie. Congratulations. Good luck with everything. You are smart. You are smart.
Lucas Allen Miller.
Congratulations, Lucas. Will Meredith Hogan and her mentees please join me on stage?
Graduating with highest honors, Sarah Sammy Nadeau. Graduating with high honors, Kendra Suzanne Stevens.
Congratulations, Kendra. Congratulations. Good luck with everything. Will Henry Johnston and his mentees please join me on stage?
Graduating with high honors, Caitlin Mackenzie Kumbelic.
Congratulations, Katie.
Katie, we're going to miss you. Thank you for coming to school here.
Will Janie Kim and her mentees please join me on stage?
Jerry Mishra.
Congratulations, Jerry.
Congratulations. You're half a rider. Good luck with everything.
Graduating with highest honors, Jolene Shu.
Congratulations, Jolene.
Jolene, you're the best. Good luck with everything.
Will Daniel Knox and his mentees please join me on stage?
Graduating with highest honors, Ahmad Joseph Al-Sadi.
Congratulations, Joseph. You're playing the drums, man.
Graduating with highest honors, Cassandra Laver Biglin.
Congratulations, Catherine.
Best student ever. Best student ever traveled.
Graduating with high honors, Graham Robert Hastings.
Go make movies, Graham.
Yeah, go do good things.
Do good things.
Hands down, the most decent human in the senior class. You're awesome.
Will Brett Kriebel and her mentees please join me on stage?
Oh my God, Brett, good day for her. She's got sense.
Graduating with high honors, Kelsey Lynn Harvey.
Congratulations, Kelsey.
Amazing.
Zachary Richard Schneider.
All right, Zacy, go rock it, okay?
Graduating with high honors, Ria Sharma.
Congratulations, Ria.
Graduating with high honors, Faith Alan Sponseller.
Congratulations, Faith.
Graduating with high honors, Hayden Joseph Suarez Davis. Graduating with high honors, Elizabeth Lacrosse Wallentine.
Congratulations. Good luck.
I want to be you when I grow up. It's just Asher.
Benjamin Asher Whitcomb.
Congratulations, Asher.
Dude, you're the best. I miss you a lot.
All right, friend. Graduating with high honors, Charlotte Lillian Cumler. Will Maddie McAllister and her mentees please join me on stage?
Courtney Ann Bradley.
Congratulations, Courtney.
Congratulations, you're amazing.
Graduating with honors, Kari Mania Hoggs.
Congratulations, great.
I'm going to vote for you for president.
Me too.
Graduating with honors, Leah Jinkshri Shields.
Congratulations, Leah.
We are so lucky you came here this year. Congratulations.
Will Jamie McDougall and her mentees please join me on stage?
Sophia Tulamello Conkley.
Congratulations, Sophia.
Congratulations, Sophia. Good luck with everything.
Graduating with highest honors, Elsie Ross McNulty.
Congratulations.
Can't wait to see you with your lives.
Will Mercedes Munoz Paredo please join me on stage? With her mentees, you can come up too.
Ian Ariel López Domínguez.
Congratulations, Ian.
Good luck with everything.
Will Nyla Neely and her mentees please join me on stage?
Graduating with highest honors, Mao Yihong.
Congratulations, Michael.
Congratulations. Good luck with everything.
Graduating with honors, Athena Nicole Steele.
Want to do a hug? All right, I love you. Will Taylor Newell and his mentees please join me on stage? You got the learning glasses. everything.
Austin James Clark.
Check Saturday.
Congratulations, Austin.
I think I never taught you. It feels like I did. Good luck with everything.
Will Erica Postuma and her mentees please join me on stage?
William Thomas Howard.
Will West Priest mentees please join us on stage?
Graduating with highest honors, Gordon Bradley.
Will Anna Seldner and her mentees please join me on stage?
Adele Rose Auersch.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Adele. Good luck with everything.
Graduating with high honors, John David Angus Bell.
Congratulations, John. I'm so glad you did.
Hey, congratulations. Best of luck with everything.
Sierra Christine Hines.
Congratulations, Sierra.
Congratulations, Sierra. Good luck at trying.
London Valeria Porter.
Congratulations, London. Best movie makeup. London. Get a hug. Oh my gosh. Good luck with everything.
Those are some good hugs. I love it. Graduating with highest honors, Soren Celeste Rothenberg.
Congratulations, Soren. Will Stacy Summitman and her mentees please join me on stage?
Graduating with high honors, Macy Lucille Armfield.
Congratulations, Macy. Good luck with everything.
Graduating with highest honors, William Paul Jacob.
Congratulations.
Anna Sophia Turner.
Congratulations on it.
Congratulations. Good luck with everything.
Will Shannon Swan and her mentees please join me on stage?
Joel Kenneth Nixon.
Congratulations, Joel.
Congratulations, Joel. Good luck with everything. Thank you.
Megan Elaine Wakely.
Will Jennifer Thompson and her mentees please join me on stage?
Graduating with high honors, Rachel Maya Bates.
Congratulations.
Awesome job.
Will Jake Thurman and his mentees please join me on stage?
Hi, Wes. Hi, Lisa.
Hey, how's it going? Now you know what Tom feels like.
Graduating with high honors, Benjamin Edward Ewer.
Congratulations, Ben.
Good stuff, buddy.
Graduating with highest honors, Keegan Wesley Priest.
Congratulations, Keegan. I miss you, man.
And graduating with high honors, Ryan Christopher Zay.
Congratulations, Ryan. Hugs. All right.
Last day.
Will Meredith Van Roy and her mentees please join me on stage?
Reagan Rosabelle Owens.
Congratulations, Reagan. Reagan, congratulations. Good luck with everything.
Savannah Renee Smith.
Oh.
Yes, he's like, give me that.
Oh. Congratulations. All right.
Cooper Craig Williamson. Graduating with honors, Rachel Jordan Zay.
Congratulations, Rachel. Rachel, good luck with everything. Congratulations. Will David Vesper and his mentees please join me on stage? Not even a single cicada noise.
Don't think about it.
Graduating with highest honors, Daniel Louis Pavola.
Congratulations, Daniel. Congratulations. Good luck at Stanford, man.
And graduating with highest honors, Brooklyn Lee Toombs.
Congratulations, Brooke.
Thank you.
You're the best. We're gonna miss you.
I'm gonna miss you too.
And will Nancy Webster and her mentees please join me on stage?
Graduating with highest honors, Grace Margaret Brenner.
Congratulations, Grace.
Sydney Alexis Kambelic.
Congratulations, Sydney. Yeah, it was so great to meet you this year. Congratulations.
Graduating with highest honors, Sophia Caroline Fisher.
Congratulations, Sophia. You're going to do great things. So much. You're the best. Let's have one last round of applause for our newest alums.
So I have a mea culpa. I had one thing I was supposed to do right, and I was so nervous I messed it up. My mentee, I had one mentee, and I did not say his full name, and I want to recognize Gordon Gray Bradley, graduating with highest honors. An important part of community is how it listens to itself. The 20th graduating class of University High School has much to share with us today, and so chose 3 of its members to tell us about their experience here and what it has meant to them. We have been very fortunate to have all 3 at university during the last 4 years. In choosing Curry Hoggs, Ben Ewer, and Grace Brenner to speak here today, The class of 2021 selected 3 graduates who care deeply about other people, the world around them, and the importance of striving to make our society better. They reflect our core values and how they live their lives and treat other people. It is my honor to welcome Cree, Ben, and Grace to the stage.
Hey everybody, I'm Curry. I hope you're all enjoying this blazing hot, beautiful summer morning. Of course, I have to thank my wonderful parents, my mother and father, for cultivating an environment where I can be myself and thrive. Also, special thanks to God because, there's no other way I would have made it in life or graduated without God. I would also like to thank Ashley Crockett-Lore, Jennifer Thompson, and everyone else who made this outdoor ceremony possible. Before I begin, I would like to also take a moment for us to acknowledge the millions of lives lost in the past year. My heart aches for those who lost their friends and family due to neighborhood violence, police brutality, and vicious sickness. Let us all be grateful that our lives were spared and use our living spirits to aid others and prevent such tragedies from reoccurring. My enrollment at University High School of Indiana was a beautiful accident. 2017 was the first year that UHS offered full tuition scholarships through the Center for Leadership Development. And the only reason I applied was to avoid attending my local public high school. If you know, you know. When I chose to enroll here, I was totally unaware of the magnitude of character development I was set to undergo. All I knew was that a short, exuberant blonde woman was excited to have me. The abundance of opportunities at uni captivated me. I admired the cultural organizations, the growing list of student-led clubs, and the no-cut sports that made me feel that life was limitless. Shout out to all the faculty here, but especially the ones who taught me. I deeply appreciate the compassion that each of you demonstrated for me inside and outside the classroom. If you ever had me as a student, I think you deserve the veterans discount at the movies. All of you exuded patience, compassion, and perseverance, as I was not always the greatest student. Thank you, teachers, for showing me and other students that school is more than homework. It's about learning to connect your knowledge to real situations. You also taught us that life is more than pursuing a financially fruitful career. It's about using our gifts to improve the world. I especially admire the way you all taught as efficiently as possible over e-learning. Everyone here should acknowledge how privileged we were to attend a school that didn't halt its operations in the overbearing shadow of a worldwide pandemic. Creating an effective virtual learning environment was no competition, but if it was, we definitely placed top 3 in the state. We should also acknowledge that we are privileged to be a part of the illustrious class of 2021. You could never convince me that we aren't the best high school class to cross this earth. UHS presented us with the opportunity to try everything, and we did just that. We joined sports we knew nothing about. We founded and successfully maintained several clubs and raised impressive amounts of money with well-thought-out fundraisers. We also managed to get through stage 4 senioritis during a pandemic. So taking advantage of these opportunities to try new things and lead at UHS helped us to develop into leaders who could outlead anyone in town, advocates who strive to make the marginalized feel seen, and activists who put their words into action. Though it may be hard to believe, it is now time for our generation of TikTok creators, Insta baddies, and former Tide Pod eaters to make our marks on this earth. I believe our class of seniors is beyond qualified to change their communities, this country, and the world with their impassioned spirits that led them to care about the people of this earth and seek to improve their lives. We are a generation of teenagers who care about this country. We made way for the biggest voter turnout in history, and I believe we will continue to use every opportunity of agency we have to better our country. As the 94 of us disperse across this nation and across the world, to jumpstart our adult lives, we should first seek new experiences. You'll never discover your true self if you continue doing the same activities all the time. Take advantage of everything in your path. Second, know that it doesn't take much to make a positive impact on the community or even just one person. Often, we believe that improving conditions requires founding an organization or changing government policy. But honestly, some solutions are simpler than you may think. Continue using your creativity to conjure new solutions. Third, you can find emotional refuge in serving others. Anytime you're in a rut and feeling bad about life or yourself even, transfer that negative energy into some positive energy. Even if it doesn't work, which isn't likely, you will have used your time and resources to help others and raise their spirits. Congratulations again to the best class that has ever lived, and thank you faculty and staff for your love and support. And thank you, friends, for creating a school where, as cliche as it sounds, we could believe that almost anything was possible. You all offered me an extraordinary level of support for which I am eternally grateful. Cheers, everyone, to a successful, fulfilling future.
I was not a person who sewed. I hadn't touched a sewing machine in my entire life, maybe because the task seemed too daunting, or more likely because I had always told myself that sewing just wasn't something I was cut out for. It takes patience and a trust for someone else's directions, both of which are things I generally lack. However, after taking an independent study junior year, I became an adequate sewer. I could hem a shirt if I needed to, and I felt comfortable making the same kind of thing over and over again. However, I was confident that if I needed to explore sewing even more if I really wanted to be able to make my own clothes without coming into class each day and saying, "What do I do now?" So I took another independent study, second semester, senior year, tasked by Tasha with the challenge to make a pair of jeans. When this challenge was proposed, I stared at her, wide-eyed, but I decided that I would give it a try. Jeans are an undertaking. I was understandably worried, as getting the proper fit and ensuring perfect top stitching of the jeans takes a lot of precision. I quickly realized that not only would I be working with a new material, I would also need to learn how to sew on a new type of sewing machine that could handle the thickness of the denim. This new kind of sewing machine was in no way new, however. Modern sewing machines like the one I learned to sew on aren't as sturdy or well made, in turn making them a nightmare to sew thick fabric with. Making this pair of jeans required me to use machines from the 1950s, which left a lot of room for machine errors without solutions on YouTube, and broken parts not available on the internet. However, Tasha went out of her way to find the perfect machine for me, searching her house, the school, the internet for one that would work best. The first and second machines I tried sewing with had broken parts. The third was deemed in perfect condition by its eBay sellers but couldn't sew a straight line. And the fourth took at least 3 class periods to figure out how to rig the tension just right so that the thread wouldn't get caught. Through the process of figuring out which machine would work, it seemed like every reason I initially deemed myself incapable of being a person who sews was actually true. But in true university fashion, Tasha met with me every day, helping me identify just which part was broken and teaching me how to thread the older machines just right so that the stitching is even. When one machine didn't work, she introduced me to another because she believed in my ability to complete the jeans. When I doubted myself after contemplating the challenge of this sewing project, she pushed on my hesitation. Each machine that Tasha gave me to try, both those that failed and those that succeeded, helped me newly define myself as a person who sews, even a pair of jeans. This experience is not limited to my independent study. University gave us all machines and showed us how to get the perfect stitch, leaving us with just enough autonomy to choose which one fits us best. We are constantly given resources, classes, and people that push us to define and redefine who and what we are. When a class didn't work with our schedules, our teachers dedicated their own time to helping us create classes tailored to our passions, not because they had to, but because they wanted to. They showed us that they are writers, scientists, artists, and musicians, and they helped us define ourselves as such. We walked into the chemistry room as sophomores required to take the class and now define ourselves as chemists. We shied away in the corner as freshmen who had never stepped on the soccer field and left senior night as a team captain with a new definition of what it means to be an athlete. When we chose J-term with little expectation, we got on trains and climbed mountains and baked bread and came out every single time newly defined, be it as a world traveler, a mountain conqueror, or a pastry chef. We grew with our classmates and were shown some of the best qualities for how to call ourselves a good friend. And through these new definitions, we were able to find meaning for ourselves outside of being students. And now I'd like to say that we were all able to define a little bit more about ourselves than we could have as freshmen. Now, we know how to read a pattern and we know how to cut the pieces. We know how to rig the tension just right so that the thread stays consistent. We know how to make our jeans. It's only a little bit different now that we'll be the ones searching for the perfect machine.
For the most part, I feel like I've had a pretty good grasp of graduation. It's only natural. It's 4 years of high school and you're on to the next thing. It's a college, a gap year maybe, or I don't know, enlisting in the Marines and get that shiny new Camaro that Sergeant Pepper promised you for your signature, but it doesn't seem so simple anymore. It dawned on me recently that today, now, high school is a part of our past, and it's a memory, but it's powerful, but it's fading. And in all honesty, this is painful. And I recognize that this could potentially foreshadow a midlife crisis in 30 years where I want that Camaro, but it's, I think it's more just the brutal realization that childhood's over. And for the first time in my life, I can definitively say that an era has ended. In many ways, I still feel like that kid walking in on the first day of school, which that kid on the second day of school caused his entire Spanish class to have to write letters home about how loud and rambunctious we were, signed by our parents and mentors. In hindsight, I'd like to apologize to Ms. Seldner because that was mostly me. When I brought this note to be signed by my then mentor, Derek Thomas, he told me, he looked at it, he signed it, and said, "We need to develop you a whisper," and walked away. So I'm not sure if that was his idea of brilliant mentoring, but I cannot whisper. Thankfully, I do now have a mentor who's a little more hands-on in Jake Thurman, but makes for a good story, I guess. But regardless of my whispering ability, I'm just not who I was that day. And it's more than just a simple maturation of age. My time at university has given me a direction and an identity. And though I know I will carry with me the memories of these 4 years, I don't think that's the most impactful piece of this school. For me, I don't think I'll ever forget the feeling of going to university high school. And while a memory can be powerful, you forget most when it's all said and done. And the ones you do remember are warped and don't stay the same. But a feeling isn't really rooted in anything specific. Instead, it's the culmination of every experience. It's from the push a teacher gave you to sew those jeans, or the moment you knew you had a friend, or the last time you took a step inside the school. It's all there. And for me, this feeling means it's a community. And as I move on into the future, back of my mind will always be the understanding that if I can find a place with people who care as much as everybody here today, there's no reason to look any further. And I know I may never find that place again, but at least we have the comfort of knowing that at some point we did. Can you believe I almost went to rebuff? Oh my God. But it's the people who have made this community and this feeling what it is. It's our families for continuing to support us and, most importantly, pay for us to come here. We thank you. We are who we are because of the support network that we have at home and have the fortune to carry with us every day. And the teachers, I'm not sure anyone enjoyed these last few. Well, Dr. Vesper got to make a lot of spreadsheets and schedules. What's one person's logistical nightmare is Dr. Vesper's absolute dream. But regardless of that, this year has shown us how lucky we are to have our teachers. To pivot in such little time, rewrite classes, learn new ways to teach that have never been done before, and really instruct 2 classes at the same time. It's amazing. And after that, to continue supporting us beyond the classroom, being our mentors, our friends, and just helping us to keep putting one foot in front of the other. What truly lucky kids we are. And finally, our classmates, whether we know it or not, each one of us has made lasting impacts on each other's lives. Each one of us has contributed in our own unique way to this school. And though it may not be evident yet, we have left a legacy on the people coming up next. And as we move forward in our lives, let's just chase that feeling. If you felt it, and I hope you did, when you find it again, just grab it, make the most of it, and feel it, because the memory may go away. And so it goes.
Thank you, Kuri, Ben, and Grace. We have now reached the conclusion of our ceremony, and I have a few pieces of information before we wrap up. So, we know that the program says graduating class of 2020, but this has been a school year like none other, and we thought there would be no better way to commemorate the significance of the last 15 months with a small typo. Thank you for your understanding. In just a moment, the graduates will soon be leaving the stage for a group photograph next to the school before rejoining their families. On behalf of the entire university faculty, I would once again like to thank all of you for celebrating with us today. The strength, resilience, and character of this graduating class has moved all of us this last year, and I know those traits will help them thrive as they begin their college experiences and eventually their professional lives. It gives me great pride to present to you one final time the class of 2021.